Hey, guess what's happening on this week's episode of the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with your friend and host, Oscar Camejo.
You don't fail at health goals just because you're lazy or unmotivated. Most people fail because they quit the process long before the process has a time to work itself out. If you've ever delayed starting, struggled to stay consistent, or even quit after a setback, you're not alone. And if you're managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, maybe you're struggling with other conditions such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, this struggle can feel very overwhelming. It can even feel very heavy, like you have the weight of the world on your shoulder. Maybe you've started walking, eating better, checking your blood sugar every day, and you're trying to do the right things. But somewhere along the way, life gets really busy. Progress feels slow, and you're just discouraged, and discouragement is creeping in every day. Today, we're going to talk all about why this keeps happening and what you can do about it. But most importantly, let's talk about how you can break the cycle and stay in the process long enough to see real results. So stick around to hear the rest of today's episode. My friend, you don't want to miss it. Let's go. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or a comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Welcome to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo, helping diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. Thank you to all of my new listeners and even my longtime listeners from all around the world, from Europe, Africa, Asia, and of course, here in the United States. I truly appreciate you for taking the time each week to listen and be here to support me and support what we're doing with the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle movement. If this episode resonates with you, please share this with a family member, a friend, or anyone you know who needs some practical encouragement on their journey towards good health. You know what? You never know who needs to hear this today. So make sure you share. Now, let's get into why most people's health goals don't last and how you can accomplish yours. Most health goals don't fail randomly. They usually fail in three very predictable places. Number one, people delay getting started. Number two, they lose consistency once they do begin. Or number three, they quit the process after a setback. My friend, if you've experienced any of those, this episode is for you. My goal today is to help you identify where you got stuck and give you a simple plan to help you to keep moving forward. Delaying starting after getting a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, for example. Diabetes or prediabetes and getting that diagnosis, it can feel overwhelming. Instead of starting, many people just freeze. You often tell yourself you'll begin once everything is lined up just right. The plan, the schedule, the motivation, all of it. I'll get on it. I know what the doctor said. I'll just need to get started one day. And for a lot of people, this shows up in a very relatable way. You delay starting working out, for example, because you're waiting to order the right outfit. I've been there. I know exactly what you're doing. You spent hours looking for gym clothes online that look very trendy, and you want to buy clothes that help you to feel confident. You tell yourself you start next week once everything arrives in the mail. Or when you go this weekend to go shopping, and then you go to the mall or you go wherever you go to get your clothes, your workout gear, and you spend hours and hours and hours just going up and down the aisles trying to find something. And guess what? By the end of the day, you are exhausted. Time has been wasted. Some of you go down the rabbit hole of researching the latest running shoes, or the best fitness tracker, or the best water bottle that looks cute enough to carry around with you in the gym. You start pricing out the best home gym equipment and building the perfect studio setup online. You'll be there hours and hours online thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. Let me add this to my shopping cart. Let me get this, oh, this would be good. And then you spend a lot of hours even looking up videos. And before you know it, a whole day has gone by and you've not actually started the process. Now, sometimes we fall into the trap of saying, well, the research is a part of the process. I'm not negating that. But what I'm saying is, and hopefully you get the point, sometimes we take a long time to get started because we are trying to get everything perfect. We're trying to get everything lined up. Before you know it, days or weeks have already passed and you still haven't taken a single walk or done a single workout. Now, I did this early on in my own journey with type 2 diabetes. So don't feel like I'm just getting on you and I can't relate, because I can. I thought I needed everything to be figured out before I can take action. But here's what I learned. Waiting for perfect condition keeps you stuck. It's like, let's say you get all your clothes ready and you're ready to go out and go walking or going to the gym and you hear it raining outside. And you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to go walking because it's raining. I'm not going to go to the gym because, it's probably going to be, the conditions is probably just bad. I'm just not going to go. So you find all these different reasons not to start the process when, you know what, you can walk around your home. If you're living in an apartment complex, I'm pretty sure they may have a gym where you can get on a treadmill and walk. So we delay our startup because of all these external factors, when we should shift our mindset into thinking, you know what, let me still figure out a way to get some physical movement in. So, there's been plenty of times where I want to go running or go hiking and it's just the conditions are really, really bad. And I say, okay, you know what can I do at home? So I'll do some flexibility and mobility work at home. I want to keep in the habit of moving. I always want to aim to improve my movement. So I'm going to find every opportunity I can to do that. So again, waiting for the perfect conditions can and will keep you stuck. You don't need the perfect outfit to go for a walk. You probably have an old t-shirt, some shorts, or some leggings that you can use that'll be just fine. You don't need the newest shoes or the latest gadget to move your body. Just start somewhere, folks. You probably already have everything you need right now to get started. A pair of old sneakers, a sidewalk, and a decision to start. Progress starts when you take the first step towards your goal. It doesn't have to be a perfect step, but if you want to make progress, make that first step, however imperfect it is. So starting something small beats waiting forever. The second point is people lose consistency once healthy habits begin. Now, let's say you've decided, okay, I'm going to go walking, and you start walking and you start hiking, or you start swimming, you start going to the gym. But eventually, a lot of people, when they start something, they fall off. It's human nature. I get it. You start strong, but motivation starts fading when results don't show up fast enough. You're walking, you're working out, you're eating better and checking your blood sugar every day, but the scale isn't moving as fast or as much as you want it to move. And your numbers aren't perfect yet. Yeah, you're still showing high blood sugar and you're thinking, man, something's wrong. It's not working, and you get discouraged. I had to learn how to stay the course even when results were slow and quiet. I learned that consistency matters more than motivation. I remember when I started my health journey and going to the gym, and I was losing weight. I was eating clean, if you will, and I was losing the weight. I had gone from 268 pounds to roughly 220, and it felt like I hit a plateau. And when I hit that plateau, it seemed like for 2 weeks or so, I stayed at 220. And I'm like, how can I go from 268 to 220 and just get stuck here? And so I was going to the gym pretty much every day at this time, at least 5 days a week or so, 4 to 5 days a week. And I was being consistent. I was showing up. I was eating clean. But what I realized, there were still some things that my body had to get used to. That rapid weight loss was good, but I needed to continue the process. And that's when I started learning more and more about sugar and the impact of certain sugary drinks, because I was drinking, let's say, I think it was a Gatorade or a Powerade before working out. I didn't realize how much sugar was contained in those drinks and how it was contributing to me keeping weight on, specifically fat in my body. But one thing I decided to do was, you know what? I made it this far. I lost this weight going from 268 pounds to 220. Why give up? Yes, life was getting busy. As with you, I know life gets busy for you. Work piles up, stress kicks in, and some days you're just simply tired. I can't tell you the number of days I rolled up to the gym and sat there in the parking lot, did not feel like getting out of the car. I didn't feel like getting in the gym and doing this intense workout because I was just tired. But what I realized is I may have been under some stress, and that stress contributed to me feeling tired. So I started learning about the importance of still showing up, because working out for me, I learned, was a good way to relieve stress. It could be stress from work, stress from other situations. But I said, you know what? Let me get out of this car. I can't tell you the number of times I did this, but I sat there and I had to say to myself, Oscar, get up, go to the gym, get inside, just at least cross the threshold, walk through the door. Everything's going to be all right. My friend, listen, if you miss a workout, if you stress eat or you eat something out of comfort, your comfort food because you're stressed out, if you're feeling like you're falling behind, listen, here's the truth. Consistency isn't about being perfect. If you do show up to the gym one day and you don't get out the car, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. But I do want you to give yourself a chance. Those days when I sat in the car and it took me 10, 20 minutes to get out the car and I would fall asleep because I was tired, I still spoke to myself and said, Oscar, get up and go. I know you don't feel like it, but go. And I tell you, 90% of the time when I did that and I walked through the door, just walking through the door of the gym, I felt better. Other times, I still got in the gym. I was dragging to change my clothes in the locker room, dragging to get myself in position to go do my workout. But once I started the workout, I started feeling better because I showed up. I started telling myself, congratulations, Oscar, you showed up. You're here. So again, my friends, it's about showing up more days than not. It's about doing what you can, even when it's not ideal. And the third area is when people quit the process after experiencing setbacks. There are many people who quit too soon. One bad day turns into giving up entirely. You miss a workout and you think, man, what's the point? I'm not losing weight. What's the point? My blood sugar is still high and I'm just not into it. I'm discouraged. I've had setbacks too. Some bad meals or cheap meals, missed workouts, like I've said, and days where things just didn't go as planned. The difference wasn't avoiding setbacks, though. The difference was not quitting when those setbacks happen. A setback is not a signal to stop. It's a part of the process. So I want you to remember this. Allow your setbacks to be springboards for you to bounce back. So don't let a setback set you back. Allow it to be a springboard to get you moving. Let it be an opportunity for you to bounce back. Figure out a way to bounce back despite your setbacks. It's all a part of the process, folks. Don't just start over. Don't put it off and say, you know what, maybe I just need to start next year. Maybe I just need to just give in to whatever's going on and maybe I can restart later on. No, my friend, I need you to continue forward. And continuing forward involves breaking the cycle and staying the course, staying in the process. Now, here's how you break the cycle and stay in the game long enough to see results. This is your simple battle plan. Now, I'm telling you, folks, this is not some magical formula. It's free information that I'm giving you. All it's going to cost you is your time and your commitment, your decision to start, stay the course despite setbacks and doing what you need to do despite what's going on. I need you to show up because it's worth it. First, start smaller than you think you need to. Walking consistently beats intense workouts any day. Second, build some non-negotiable habits. These are things that, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to do this every day, or I'm going to do this every other day, or I'm going to do this every week. Choose some actions you can do even on busy or stressful days. Folks, my non-negotiable is working out. That's non-negotiable. If I can't work out in the afternoon like I normally do, I'm going to find a way to work out midday or work out in the morning because I enjoy the new habit, the new lifestyle of working out, whatever form that takes. Even if I go, there's times I'll go to the gym, and the gym is probably like 35 minutes from where I live and maybe 10, 12 minutes from where I work. So I sign up for a gym that is either close to my home or close to where I work, or is a part of a chain where I can go no matter where I am in the city of Atlanta. I can find a home gym. So that's my non-negotiable. For me, I love working out. I enjoy it. Even if I go in for just 30 minutes, I chose that action that I can do every week, every day, even when it's stressful. So again, choose actions you can do even on busy and stressful days. You know, something is always better than nothing. 10 minutes still counts. If you're at home and you don't have a gym membership, fine. Get up in the morning, do some stretching, take 10 minutes, work your body, walk for 10 minutes after you eat a meal. You can do this, folks. Now, third, I want you to expect slow progress. Blood sugar improvement and weight loss takes time, folks. Your body is healing even when you can't see it yet. Your pancreas is healing. Your liver is healing. Your heart is healing. Your cells are healing. That's why I want you to not only do the physical part, but I want you to improve what you're putting in your body. Because what we do with our body by way of exercise is great, but what we put in our body should take precedent. Because you and I didn't gain weight. You and I didn't develop type 2 diabetes because we weren't working out. So keep that in mind. We can never out-exercise a poor diet. So as your body is healing itself, I want you to continue giving your body the proper fuel it needs to heal itself. And that's food. That's nutrition. Healing often happens quietly before it even shows up publicly. Trust me. When my doctor eventually took me off medication, it wasn't because, I did this magical exercise every day. No, it's because my body started healing from the inside out. And finally, folks, I want you to keep this in mind. Don't quit after bad days. I need to keep reminding you of that. One off day does not erase your progress. Get back on track at the very next opportunity. That's how consistency is built. Now, let me encourage you. You're not broken. You do not lack discipline. You just need a better process and the patience to stay in it. If you stay consistent long enough, your body will respond. Trust me. God honors faithfulness even when progress feels slow, especially when progress feels slow. My friend, if this episode has helped you, please share it with a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who could use practical advice like this to live a healthier, stronger life, who wants energy, who wants to reverse type 2 diabetes potentially. You never know how that one conversation you have with a loved one by sharing this episode and sharing the tips that you learn by listening to these episodes, how that could help take them to the next level, how that can help change their lives. I'm going to leave you with this. There's a friend of mine named James Riley who passed away years ago. And from what I understand, he passed away of type 2 diabetes complications. And I believe His family didn't know. Maybe he wasn't completely aware of it. But unfortunately, he died, leaving behind a wife and two beautiful young daughters. When we heard of his passing, it really shook all of us because James was that guy who just was full of life, and he would randomly send you text messages or give you a call just to check on you. I mean, this guy was a stand-up guy. And unfortunately, his life ended prematurely because of diabetes complication. And, you know, I look at his story as a constant reminder of the importance of helping diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. My goal is to help you, is to help people that you may know who may be struggling with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes or other health complications such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I simply want to help you all to not give up, cave in, and quit. I know you feel overwhelmed. I know there's a lot of things on your shoulders and on your mind. You may feel like you're in it alone. You don't have the support that you need. But my friend, like I said before, you're not broken. You're not a person who just lacks discipline and you're constantly beating yourself up. You just need a better process, and you need the patience to stay in it. Again, stay consistent long enough, your body will respond. So as always, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward, bounce back because you can, my friend. And above all else, trust God. You got this. I believe in you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.